Hello everyone, I am very honored today from Bosnia to be interviewing Dr. Semir Osmanagić. He actually discovered the Bosnian Pyramids. So, Doctor, please introduce yourself to the audience.
Yes, thanks a lot and welcome to Bosnia.
Thank you so much.
17 years back, I discovered the first pyramids in Europe, the Bosnian Valley of the Pyramids, which consists of 6 pyramidal structures and huge network of underground tunnels. My PhD is about the Mayan pyramids. There are more than 100,000 pyramids hidden in the jungles and forests of Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras, Salvador and Belize. And in the last 25 years I have written and published 18 books, translated into 17 languages, about the subject of ancient civilizations and pyramids. I have investigated pyramids all over the planet, and they are literally discovered on all 6 continents, from Australia, Gympie Pyramid, to Chinese, Indonesia, Cambodia, island of Mauritius or Canary Islands, Nubian pyramids in Sudan, Egyptian, Peru, Bolivia, and so on. So I would say that I realize that almost everything they teach us about the ancient pyramids is wrong. They are built much before than what they are telling us, and they were not tombs for the pharaohs, but energy amplifiers.
That's very interesting. We will get into that a little bit later, but can you tell us, how did you discover the pyramids?
Yes, for decades I have been researching pyramids around the planet, and when I came here back in March and April of 2005, it was not because of the pyramids. I came to visit the local museum in the town of VISOKO in central Bosnia. However, what really caught my attention was this peculiar shape of what everybody called hill, with 4 sides, triangular faces, 4 corners, same slope from bottom to the top. Obviously the geometry was that one of the pyramid. I took compass, and compass showed me that this side is perfectly oriented to the north, the one in the back south, east and west. Mother Nature does not make hills with the 4 triangular faces and perfect orientation. In 2005 I started digging. Once I got the permission from the Ministry of Culture, as the physical person, wherever I was digging, I was finding blocks just 1 meter below the soil. I realized we have this huge pyramidal structure. I established non-profit foundation for the archaeological and scientific work, and in the meantime, it has become the most active archaeological site in the world.
That's amazing. I actually visited the pyramids a couple of years ago, and now I'm back again. And I find it so interesting. We actually took a tour in the tunnels, and one of the guides who works here told us about the healing powers that are within. Can you tell the audience a little bit about that?
Gladly. If pyramids in Egypt are not tombs for the pharaohs, and indeed out of 155 pyramids, no mummies, what they really are? Well, thanks to the scientific instruments coming from the physicists, electrical engineers, sound engineers, medical doctors, we realize that the pyramid is very important because of its location. It amplifies natural energy sources, and the energies that we are getting are very beneficial. For example, through the top of the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun, we measure the existence of the energy beam, which is 28 kHz in frequency, electrical in nature, it's continuous, and in science it is called Tesla's scalar waves, and they move quicker than the speed of light. So it seems that the first potential purpose of the pyramid energy was communication device. The second one has something to do with your question.
Yes.
We realize that when people visit our tunnels, they breathe very well. Deeper they go, they breathe better and better. Not very logical, but nothing in Bosnia is logical. People with problems with asthma, for example, respiratory problems, once they get in, they get out, they don't need inhalators, air pumps, no more. People with a high blood pressure, it gets normalized. people with a high sugar, glucose in the blood. It comes down for 5, 6, 7 points. People with the pains, very often they are gone. People with the very serious diseases, once they come for a week or 10 days, coming inside the tunnels for 1 hour in the morning and in the afternoon, we can see excellent improvement of their health. So it seems that the second potential purpose of the pyramid energy was to protect what is the most important in our life, and that would be our health.
That's so interesting. The guide also told us that there is something extraordinary about the water that
Yes.
has been found. And I actually saw
Yes.
a little lake in one of these side
Yes.
tunnels.
Yes.
So can you share something about the water that
Gladly,
you saw?
gladly. The most important liquid in our life is the water. We discovered 5 tunnels with the water which has been there for thousands of years, exposed to the pyramid energy. And we compared it with our regular city water or bottled water. Our bottled water, no viruses, no bacteria, because it's been treated with the chlorine.
It's been
Chlorine,
cleansed.
yes, chlorine is a poison. In our water we have fluorides, poisons. In our water we have traces of heavy metals and plastics. Our water that we drink is energetically dead. But the water from the pyramid tunnels, which has not been treated, no viruses, no bacteria, no fungi, pH is excellent, 7.45, which is pH of our blood, and it vibrates very high. We sent samples to late Dr. Masaru Emoto in Japan. He got this water frozen. He took the photo under the electronic microscope and he noticed the beautiful molecular structure, the shape of the hexagon. And this is the most powerful geometrical shape when it comes to the energy. This is also the most beneficial geometrical shape. So this water vibrates high. It's a healing water.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, I actually bought one of those bottles of water, and I'm very curious about the effect it will have.
Good.
Yes.
Well, if you follow some elements like sugar in the blood, or blood pressure, make sure that you measure it before and after.
Yes, yes. Measuring is knowing.
Yes.
Exactly. I noticed also during the tour that there are meditation rooms in the tunnels. So what are some experiences that people have after meditating in the tunnels?
Well, this project started as the archaeological project, digging,
Yes.
uncovering the Bosnian pyramids, getting through tunnels towards the Bosnian pyramids. But then archaeology is not enough. So we have expanded to different scientific fields. It has become interdisciplinary scientific project. But then the next aspect was the energy aspect, because we've been measuring the best frequencies of electromagnetism, the best frequency of the ultrasound, 28 kilohertz, is the levitation frequency. People feel light in the tunnels. Original Schumann resonance, 7.83 hertz, and very high concentration of negative ions. They are very beneficial. But then the next aspect beside energy was spiritual aspect. Spiritual in the sense that it has nothing to do with the faith or religions, but in the sense that it's ideal place to relax, to find inner calmness, to go deep into inner cosmos, to meditate. It's ideal place because once you turn off the electricity, no sound, you are deep into your mother's womb. Our planet Earth is our mother, so it's ideal place for those activities. So I would say that we added in advance spiritual activities and then healing activities. So now we realized that pyramids, like in Egypt, that has become, mostly commercial thing. You go there, you take selfie in front of the pyramid, you ride the camel, and you say, "Oh yeah, we visited the pyramids in Egypt." Here it's different. Here is experiencing the feeling of the pyramid energy and the whole place.
And you can actually go into the tunnels and see
Correct.
for yourself.
Exactly.
Yes.
And you can go for kilometers and kilometers.
Yes, yes. I will ask about that later. One thing I also saw during the tour were these big stones in the tunnels. What can you tell us about those?
Actually, those big blocks are artificially made ceramic blocks. Somebody has made them. Some of them 350 kilos, 2 tons, 4 tons, 8 tons, and we have one which is 100 tons. It tells us that somebody in the distant past, and we are talking tens of thousands of years back, had a technology how to make ceramics. And the second one, they are always strategically laid out in above underground water flows. When you have underground water flow, underground river, it usually means a negative energy for people. For example, we have our bedroom above underground water flow. This energy will affect us in a bad way. Eventually we're going to get sick. Well, those blocks, they neutralize this negative energy, transforming into the positive. So they are ideal place to sit, relax and meditate.
Yes, well, this is really amazing. And can you tell us, because it is a project that you are still working on with a big team, I read that many scientists in the world have come to help you with this project, and you have a big team of volunteers helping you. What are you currently working on?
It's a unique project, and you are right. First, volunteers. Usually archaeological projects means just the students and professor of archaeology, and that's it. Mm-hmm. And usually they release information late, 5 or 10 years later, and not all of the information. In our case, no confidential information, no secrets. So, you know, people can come, especially while volunteers are here, June, July, August, September, October, work with us. Nobody really gives them that chance. They can become part of the discoveries. They can discover those concrete blocks of the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun. They can discover some of those hidden prehistorical tunnels. They can discover, you know, some of the artifacts or organic material to determine the age of the pyramid, like organic leaves that we discovered. So they have a unique opportunity to become a part of this important project. But then secondly, you also mentioned the experts from different fields. In the last 15 years, we have had 6 international scientific conferences on Bosnian pyramids. More than 90 scientists from different fields confirming that we have the oldest and the largest pyramids on the planet, that they have energy properties, that the tunnels are also extremely old, and I would say it's completely different way of doing the science which is completely open to everyone. Anybody can come, they can talk to our volunteers or archaeologists or our experts or visitors or media, no secrets whatsoever.
Fantastic. And the last question for today, what is your vision for the future for the Bosnian Valley of the Pyramids?
This project is much more than the archaeology. In archaeological sense, what we want to do, we want to reach at least under the biggest pyramid, Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun, and figure out how this machine actually works. What did they use, for example, chambers for? Are they resonance chambers? Are we going to discover some of the artifacts? Are we going to discover some of the tools used by the ancient builders? Also, this huge labyrinth under the ground. Let's see what else we're going to discover. We discovered, for example, 5 chambers so far, a lot of intersections, a lot of tunnels. Are we going to discover some of the artifacts? Because so far, in those tunnels, not yet. So, archaeologically speaking, it's still very exciting. Scientifically and energy aspect, also very important. How did somebody in the distant past had the knowledge about very specific frequencies which are beneficial to our health or to communication? From spiritual aspects, from healing aspects, these are very important aspects in our life, especially today when people don't live in harmony with nature anymore. And this project through our beautiful park has become the cultural oasis also. We talk about the nutritionism, we talk about harmony with the nature. So we talk about different concept of living. We are not slaves to the technology. Instead, we do use technology, but we go back to the nature. So the way we see it is the place where we can change the future of humanity for better. Imagine not 1 but 5 or 10 places like this in Bosnia, 20 in Serbia, 15 in Germany or Holland, 100 in the US. We could change the world, not waiting for the governments to do that for us.
Fantastic. Well, Doctor, I really want to thank you for this interview. It has been an honor to talk to you and to see you today. So
well,
thank you so much. For the audience, I will put a link in the comments and then you can visit the website and see what is all here to see in the beautiful Bosnian Valley of the Pyramids. Thank you for watching. Bye.